Gonna make the profiles boom, 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 boom. What they is, I'm gonna tell you exactly what they is, and I'm gonna tell you what they ain't. What they ain't is added preservatives, bullshit, cagada, mierda, anything that's negative, man. We're not getting into that. We're definitely not giving you bullshit right here on Gunner's Profiles. What it is real talk in real life by a real one who really did it, who really walked them 4 yards, them 3 yards, and really did it indubitably. In a menudo style in a direct fashion, as you can tell by that thumbnail, we're going to talk about something for reals here. Now, usually I do profiles on Gunner's Profiles, but lately I've been giving you a little knowledge that you can't get in college. I've been doing a little something different. I've been giving you an in-depth scope into my life and some of the things that happened in my life, through my historia, through my history, just so you can get to know the gun just a little bit better. I've been doing this now for 1.5 years, man, and I will continue to do it forever, bang, bang, just because the wind's blowing. Anyways, now trip out. Let's get straight into it. 11th Street, Merced, West Side. Something about the West Side. Shh, bitch, don't tell nobody, right? Sit down here. Listen up. Don't tell anybody about the West Side, man, if you don't know about the West Side, man. Let me tell you about the West Side of Merced. Dangerous. Your typical barrios, neighborhoods, a side of town, man, that if you're not from, you don't want to go on because you can get caught up real fast, real quick. People over there move thuggish, ruggish. It's just a little bit different. It's just like any other side of any big city or even any small town, man, where you got a congestion and a group of gente, man, that are impoverished. They're low budget, so they don't got a lot of feria. They're all on estampillas, cucarachas everywhere, ratones through the yarda. It's just an ugly situation. It's the ghetto, okay? And in Merced, the whole west side is considered the ghetto. You got several barrios. You got Dead End, of course, the Dead End of Merced. You got M Street. You got the ghetto boys over there on 12th doing their thing, not by McNamara Park. Respects to them, vatos. Of course, on the other side of Merced, on the north side, you have Loughborough, and then you got RBL on the west and the north side. It's just a whole different bunch of gangs doing a whole bunch of different things, but at the same time, they all got one thing in common. They come from not having a lot of feria, not having a lot of hope, and not having a lot of motherfucking spirit, right? But at the end of the day, motherfuckers got the spirit to kill it if you make them, if you get in their motherfucking, their wrong fucking clutches. Now, trip out. 11th Street, as you can tell, man. This is an old school barrio that started, I won't even say old school. It's not like they're one of the first barrios ever in Merced. They started in, I'd say, the early 90s. And I never liked them putos. Straight up. I'm here to tell you first and foremost. And it wasn't because they did something in particular to me. Oh, they did something to my familia, and we're going to get right to that. That's what this story's about. But they didn't do nothing very extra special to me other than look like stupid asses while doing anything. It was a barrio comprised of a few homeboys. Okay, some were norteños, some were brown priders, some were just vatos that were wearing tight pants way before this era. They always had a different stilo. I remember in school when I was very younger, they started to come around and talk about they were from 11th Street. And I think basically it was a handful of homeboys that grew up on 11th Street. They were friends. They were childhood friends. They thought they were tough, but they weren't tough enough, okay? Being from Dead End, everybody knew who were the dominant groups in Merced, M Street, Dead End, and Loughborough. We pretty much ran the city of Merced 3 ways. That was 3 slices of pie in South. Everyone got their piece. But 11th Street tried to wiggle in and be the cream on top. Well, guess what, homeboy? We blew their asses off, man. They weren't going to get none of this action. But 11th Street was around. There was around, and there was a couple good vatos from 11th Street. I cannot lie to you. I'd be dying if I was lying, man. In a menudo style, I will say the vato helmet from 11th Street was about his business, and Big Sam was also about his business. But at the end of the day, that's about as far as it went. There were several other individuals. I'm not even going to mention their name because their names are irrelevant in this shit. 11th Street, the barrio Merced, that no longer exists. We put them on life support for a while, then we pulled the plug on them. Reason being is at one point in time, these vatos got with the activities, I'd say from like the month of February to maybe June in the year fucking 1994, 95. They decided that if for no other reason, they should be with some type of activities, right? So they did what they did. But let's get straight to it. How it impacted me and how I don't have no love for this barrio 11th Street, who had been around for a while. I say West Side 11th Street, but of course, man, at the same time, they didn't even claim the West, man. They just were 11th Street above all else. And I remember they used to mob around and they want that motherfucking pleito, and the homeboys used to run up on them and they'd be like, nah, man, we're just pretty boys, or we're just taggers, or we're just this and we're just that. Indubitably you are. You know what I mean? Because you don't want that funk. You don't want that smoke because you can get it. Oh, anybody could get it. Believe me, fucking with Dead End. But at the end of the day, what happened was I got incarcerated in CYA. And prior to me being incarcerated, I was a very young kid. And there was a very beautiful girl that lived across the street. Now, you got to understand, I was about 10 years old. She was about 10, 11. In fact, Panzón la tía, the wind blew. She was about 12 or 13. I remember she was older than me, and I was all infatuated. Now, you got to understand, I don't know about this era now, but back then, man, us youngsters was knocking older ones, man, daily, right? And I remember I used to see her across the street, and I used to be on my tia's pad, and I used to be tripping out like, damn. So I want to take that down. To what degree of taking down? I couldn't call it, but I knew I wanted to take it down, right? So I remember slowly but surely gravitating over there, getting to know her. She was older than me. She looked at me like I was a little peon, but she took a liking to me. She took a liking to me because I was persistent. So I was getting G'd up at the house like, how do I look and shit? You know what I mean? But I had no brocha. I was a little kid. I was in the mirror like that. I go to the street, I hit the crucito, searching for my baby. Orale, mija, right? Fuck the world, right? I was on it. And of course, she wasn't feeling me. She had her little boyfriends. I'd see them, so I'd be hating over there like that. Mad at the world, looking through the window. I'm so alone. So I was scared. Eventually, though, it worked. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Right? She was feeling me. So I wiggled over there like Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling. And we started to conversate, and she actually said, you're my little boyfriend. Now, to what degree a boyfriend, I can't call it because I never even got a kiss. But I took it as she was my girlfriend. I was her boyfriend in make-believe land. We're little kids. Anyways, I ended up getting a motherfucking gun and going to kill somebody, right? Bam, and I go to YA. So I'm in YA. And I remember getting there, and I lose contact with my mother for a little while, you know? Just like anyone else, man, when you're incarcerated, man, your familia has to carry on. They have to do what they do. And my jefita, man, had to take care of her other 3 children, man, so she couldn't worry about exactly what was going on with me. She loved me. I knew that much. Look at Sasuke, the sun's coming in and out. Sasuke, bang, bang, it's bright. She loved me, and I knew that much, but at the same time, I also knew that I had to be a grown man in the situation, even though I was a kid, and do everything on my own. I was on my own. Orale. And I was going to wiggle, right? There was no ifs, ands, and buts about that. And in Menudo's in a direct fashion, I was doing that. But at the same time, right, I always would think back to, I'll always love my mama, she's my favorite. I was always wondering about what was going on with my mom. And she would move from place to place. You know, she was struggling. She was trying to get by raising 3 children because, of course, I cut into the welfare check because I left. So Sasuke, now she's getting less. Yep, blame it on the gun. So now I'm gone, right? I'm gone, and my mom's living in the hood. And now what happens is my mom becomes good friends with this girl that lived across the street's tia. She actually lived with her tia at the time, or her older sister. I'm not too sure. It's been a long time. Tap in, girl, on IG. And I ain't forgot about you, right? But what happens is she actually becomes good friends. My mom does. And that girl, her name was Amy. I'm not going to say her last name, but I'll never forget Amy, right? Her name was Amy. She needed a place to stay because she had got into it with her tío or brother-in-law or whatever the case may be. She needed a place to stay. So my mom said, you know what? My mom had an apartment. It was an upstairs apartment. It was a 2-bedroom. She had her and her kids. She was like, you know what? She could come stay with us. Because my mom knew that at one point in time, I had a crush on her. And like I said, her and her mother, whatever, her sister, whatever, became good friends. So my mom took her in. And it wasn't nothing to it, you know. They not only became, they became good friends. You know, she kept my mom company while I was gone because, hey, so I was scared. My stepdad, man, he was out wiggling, doing his thing. My dad, he was locked up or some shit, right? And I myself was doing my time. So she kept my mom occupied and busy. So what had happened was this girl was about 16 or 17. A couple years had passed, and she had been staying with my mom all this time. And they became very good friends. You know, she was a teenager. She was going to high school. She was doing her thing. She was about to go to college when she graduated. Wasn't a bad girl, man. And my mom didn't have no problems taking care of her and helping her out. You know, giving her a place to stay. It's just the way my mother was. She has a big heart. But at the end of the day, she ain't no punk, right? So I have a lot of family. I have a lot of familia from Turlock. And anyone that knows where Turlock is, it's right here in Stanislaus County. It's not far from Merced, probably about 20, 25 minutes, you know, as the wind blows. Right down the 99, Highway 99. I had a lot of primos, a lot of tios, a lot of familia. So my mom actually had a birthday party for this girl. And the girl was just she had just turned 17, I think, or 18. I can't call it like an alcohol. I was locked up. Wouldn't give me no pussy. So I'm shit. What the fuck do I care, right? But I'm locked up. I would write her from time to time. She'd be like, hey, friend. Sasuke, you wasn't saying that when you seen my 11. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm doing what I does. And of course, all my primos and everyone comes to this little party that my mom's throwing. It's not no big party, man. It's just a little get together. They're barbecuing on the balcony. They're bumping some jams. Who's that lady? Who's that lady? I thought she was my lady, but she wasn't. My primo knocked her, right? So my primo's getting at this chick. Well, unbeknownst to my mom, this chick had a boyfriend at the time. And the boyfriend was a gang member from 11th Street, a very well-known vato, obviously from 11th Street, who thought he was somebody, thought he was some type of fucking cuetero, he thought he was some type of shot caller, some llavero. Whatever the case may be, man, he was feeling some type of way. So, of course, he's trying to come to the house to come to this party because it's some lady's party, and she's already sitting on the lap of the next man. So it should have been my lap, but you know what I mean. I shouldn't have left her without a dope beat to step to. But she's over there with my primo. My primo's over there trying to get it in. I ain't mad at him, you know what I mean. I was kind of sad at him for a minute, but I ain't mad at him. He's doing his thing. She's feeling him, he's feeling her, and I'm over there fucking feeling a pico going in my motherfucking head. It's all good. I guess I wasn't the winner that day. And this vato starts to pound on the door, asking for her. Of course, she comes to the door. He looks in. He sees several individuals, several guys. He doesn't recognize. He's like, okay, man. Orale. You know what I mean? I'll be back. Oh, I'm going to be right back. And he does come back. Okay, he comes back with several individuals from 11th Street. And they proceed to start pounding on the door and trying to kick the door. And now, of course, my mom's the oldest one here. She doesn't want these problems. She has children at the house. It wasn't supposed to be nothing like this. She's pretty upset. My mom's not used to this gang banging shit going on at her front door, right? So she tells all my primos and tios and shit, hey, kick back. They're wanting to come out. These guys are wanting to come in. It's going to be a melee. So scared. Meanwhile, I'm over there eating a sopita, you know? Now, again, I'm not the winner, right? And what happens is eventually these guys are able to break in the door. And when they break in the door, they start to engage with my primos and my tios, and allegedly. Everyone's getting it. Somewhere in the process, people are jumping off the balcony. You know, people that don't want to be involved in this. There's family members, women, children. People are jumping off the balcony. It's a second story. It's not too high, but it's high enough. There's a concrete slab down there. Then there's grass. A pool was in the back. It was some low-budget apartments. So as everyone's jumping out, someone, I'm not going to say who, and it doesn't matter at this point in time, but someone starts busting in the house with a 9. Rah, 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 nah, hang, hang, hang. Because we don't know what type of gun that is. On Paru, we don't, right? But rah, rah, right? That's funny too. What kind of gun goes har, har? I don't know, but a gun was going har, har that day, right? So they're har, har, getting their issue on. And my mom goes to jump off the balcony. As a bullet slides right past her, she feels it. She kind of jerks, and when she does, she falls on the side of her head on the concrete. Okay, now this whole time I'm incarcerated. I don't know what's going on. If I did, it would have went down like that. No, people would have been dead. That's a fact. Anyways, that's messed my mom's equilibrium up for the rest of her life. She lost her hearing in one ear because of this, and I was mad. I remember when my tío got a hold of me, man. One of my tíos, you know, he wrote me and he was like, hey, mijo, you need to write me. Something happened to your mom. And I was like, oh, my heart just dropped. Because when you're incarcerated, when someone tells you that, automatically I'm thinking one or two things. Either she's very sick, sicker than a damn dog, or she passed on me, you know. And I was too young to let this happen, man. I was worried about my brothers and sisters, my brother and sisters. I was worried about my mom, so I was worried about me. You know what I mean? What's going on here? What's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what happened. I called my tío. Immediately, he shot me his number. I called him. He accepted the call. I'm glad someone did, right? And he was like, hey, Mio, this is what happened. He ran me down what this gang had did to my mom. The fucking wind blowing, right? So I was pissed. Vatos. I got straight to a pluma, straight to some papel. I was in the motherfucking, I was in my zone, bro. Getting out, homeboys. I didn't give a fuck if the placas rated nothing. Hell no. They must go. Hell no. 11 streets are hoes, right? I let him know exactly what went down, man. And the plans went into action. Immediately, a lot of homeboys from Dead End, a lot of homeboys that were real ones, man, that had love for me, decided to put a plan in action, allegedly. And things started to take place that the 11 streeters never want to talk about. I guarantee that. And little by little, man, their volume started to become extinct. They started to fall off the map. They started to roll it up. They start to check in. So, hey, guess what? Hey, officer, yeah, I can't go to county jail because the way my bank account works is I'm from 11th Street and there's vatos from Dead End over there. And if I cross the zone, then I already know what's on. He was like, órale, cabrón, PC. So it was all bad for these guys. But I was like, save some room for later. I'm going to go ahead and need my issue as well. So upon getting released in 1996, I never, ever forgot. And oh, what a difference a day makes, right? Now I'm out. Now my mother's struggling, man. She can't hear out of one ear. She gets anxiety. She's all fucked up because of this situation. And I'm mad, Vato. I'm mad, and I got the Mongolian on braided, right? And I'm slightly faded, and I happen to run into a party where there's Vatos from 11th Street there, the last few scragglers. Well, like, yeah, as the wind blows, and a menudo style, I could tell you that night was dangerous. It was dangerous, it was treacherous, it was vicious, allegedly, and I ain't going to go into the intricate details, but let's just say I got mines. Oh, I got nothing but mines and all mines, so help me God. You feel me? I got my motherfucking issue. I got my get backs from all the strife and struggling and worry that I went through while incarcerated. And I think that was pretty much the nail in the coffin of 11th Street. But oh, was it? No, there was a few more scragglers that like to scraggle around, you know, and let it be known. And so what happened was we had a homeboy. I had a homeboy, man, from my barrio. You know, and I grew up with this guy as a youngster, man. He was my boy, still from the hood right now as we speak. So I was scared, but there's a DP for every action. There's a chequeada for every move, right? He started to hang around with these cats from 11th Street. And I can't call it like an alcoholic why he would do this behind the gun's back. But at the same time, man, a word on the curb was this is who he was functioning with, this is who he was fucking with, right? So I had an all-point bulletin on him, right? And there was a place called Beto's Taco Shop back in Merced. Now it's called Victoria's, but they used to have the bomb smacking us California burrito stand up. So I was scared. Merced was known for that one. So I remember pulling up with my homeboy Camaron in his white Regal with bullet holes and several other homeboys in the back seat. I'm riding shotgun like a motherfucking G, and we pull up, and there's the homeboy right there posted up with a couple of authors from 11th Street. Well, quietly as it's kept, you already know how it went down. And this is actual and factual facts. The boy, the young gun, decided to jump off the car one time from my mind, go directly to the motherfucking counter and order me 5 California burritos. So that way me and the homeboys were going to be replenished. And wait till them motherfucking California burritos came, because I was scared what I was about to do right now. I needed fuel after the fire, right? Then I turned around and I seen the homeboy, and he's over there with a smirk on his face, thinking that he's somebody. I did not hesitate. You know, I was carrying a 40 of Mickey's. So I was getting the green bottle because it's harder, right? Harder glass. It's colored. And I was keeping that colored glass with me. And I was like, Sasuke is harder than a rock. I was about to get Ashford and Simpson on his punk ass, right? And I said, what's up, bro? And he was like, what's up? I said, who are these fucking cowards? And they were like, 11th Street. Sasuke, I hit him in the face with the bottle. You want to settle the score? Bottle, Mickey's at your door. No beef, no more. Or teeth, or jaw, no more. Bang, bang. Got him, right? These other guys from 11th Street, they backed up like some crawdads. Hey, man, Sasuke, we don't want that problems. I know you don't want that problems. Let me show you a little something. You know what I mean? A little something, right? Charlie, hey, we don't get down like that. I know, puto, that's why I'm pulling down on you, because I know that you know that you know that you don't get down like that, but I do, right? Rah, rah. Of course, again, with the rah, rah. Don't know what kind of gun it is, but it's one. They took off, and we got the fuck on down the motherfucking street, Sasuke. Con un California burrito, Sasuke. It never tasted so better. It's a fact, man. What I wanted to say was the gang 11th Street, man. I'm not going to sit here and clown and talk shit and say they were all punks. There were some righteous individuals that were about that business at one point in time. But of course, Dead End Locals, man, along with other gangs from Merced, did eradicate them. I had a personal vendetta. That's why I don't like them putos. And I'll say it straight up. Está putísimos, right? Está frijísimo. It got cold that night for him, man. I guarantee that. Anyways, with that being said, I don't promote gangbanging. Don't hate on no one, but if they fuck with your familia, they fuck with your jefita, then it must go that route. And that was a personal story of something that really happened in my life, and it affects my mother today. So anytime I see an 11th Streeter, I'm going to affect his jaw today. With that being said, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you go out there and get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, you got to change your ways. I'm trying, but don't be mad at me. Be sad at me or glad at me for the fact that I'm at least trying. Hey, you know what I mean? I'm different. With that being said, man, please hit that like if you like this spiel. If not, you can hit that thumbs down. Heavy as the head that wears that crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and do what I does right here on Gunners Profiles. I dropped a banger. Bangladesh sauce. And in that fashion today, over there on Gunners Collective, I did interview an active Fresno Bulldog, man. It's not been done too many times right here on YouTube. In fact, let me see. I interviewed both the actives that ever been interviewed. So make sure that you go over there and you trip out on it one time for your mind, and just get seasoned and well-versed in how a Bulldog's mentality is. You know, you're already hearing it from an ex-Northerner, man. I'm here to tell you, man, it's a whole bunch of gangbanging. It's a whole bunch of wildness. It's a whole bunch of craziness, but it is what it is, man. Hey, I hope that you guys struggle out there, man, and strive for your familia and nothing more and nothing less, man. Stay blessed. Gunners Profiles. I'll bring you real shit. Bang, bang.